This is the berry, the nigga, tree nigga. Like, alright, bringing us in. Anyway.
Listen. I'm just gonna be 100 about that shit, right? Let me know when we live, man.
I see
All
you.
right, dude.
They
So
see us.
the question you just asked me, now as we intro this, we having a conversation off. Can we bring it back? This nigga just said, do you know how hard it is to suppress the inner nigga? What I found is I've used the gift of alchemy to transmute that nigga.
I don't even know what all of that means, but I took the part transmute. Now that look, all right, hold on. The phrase transmute is one of those phrases where the more you think about it, the more complex it becomes. Because initially you hear transmute, trans is a lot less vocal than mute. So I'm like, oh, this nigga trying to silence niggas. I'm like, oh wait, trans means change silence. Oh my god! Didn't now the X-Files theme music started playing. I'm like, change silence.
Yeah, well, the operative word or the operative noun would be alchemy, being a person, place, or thing, right?
That's what
Alchemy,
alchemy
if you're
mean, nigga. I thought you was talking about potions.
no, alchemy means the initial version of alchemist and summation. They turn coal into gold, and that's what alchemy is. Transmute is the ability to transform from coal to gold. Have you ever seen Full Metal Alchemist?
No, I've heard of it. I've never watched it.
Have you ever read the book The Alchemist?
Nigga, with all due respect, if I ain't watched the show, what make you think I read the book?
Well, the book ain't nothing like the show.
Nah, I haven't watched. Nah, I've never.
So you not reading, nigga, huh?
Nigga said.
So what's the last you read, Rim? Where the wild things
The
are?
last book I ever read. We're not talking about instruction manuals, right?
Correct.
The last book. Whew. I'm more of a visual learner. Like, it's.
That's not the fucking question, Rim. What the fuck was the last book, man? You see how that nigga just had that nigga hiccup, and he literally tried to
It might
transmute the
be of
conversation
mice
to
and
I'm
men.
oh shit.
No, before
Int-
you think about giving any credit, I'm almost certain it was before high school.
You ain't read a book since high school?
Mm-mm.
Shit. That's
It's
tough.
scary.
You
I don't
studied
think
about
I don't think I'm an ignorant individual, but it's scary to think that as smart as I am, I haven't read the book since high school. So I don't know where we're at with this. I've read instruction manuals. I've read comic books in back of CD cases. I've read recipes. I've read descriptions in sections of web pages.
and captions and comments and fucking Facebook
Oh,
profiles
that's
and shit.
different. I go on that, yeah. Facebook, YouTube comments. Stay in that.
I'm totally different. I can't read the comments on
Shit,
shit
I
like
go to
that.
war. They'd be like, the black man is naturally subservient to the white man. Click, 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 click. You know that evidence shows that Tory Lanez is actually. I'll be right back. Yeah.
Ooh, enlightening. Question: when was the last time, or how often do you reckon that you operate outside of your comfort zone?
That's tricky for me because admittedly I suffer from anxiety, so I always operate outside of my comfort zone. I kind of have to in my line of work. My comfort zone would be me not talking in front of people, me kind of fading into the background, me not being the center of the spotlight or being the center of attention. Um, but I do that. I have to talk in front of people because I have to deliver information. I have to direct people. I have to manage people, which I'm not
Well, I don't mean in that capacity,
Yeah.
and walk with me, please. I don't mean in that capacity because those are functions in which you have to do to maintain your status quo of life, right? Like if you're at work and you got
I
to
get
do
you.
deliver
I get
something,
you. I get you.
that's perfect.
It's almost like
You know what
survival
I'm saying?
skills. That shit.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Right.
exactly what it is. So when I
Like
say comfort
voluntarily. When
zone,
was the last time I stepped outside of my
yeah,
comfort zone
if you
voluntarily?
if you didn't do it, your life would still be the same.
Uh, Off rip, it would probably be whenever, and I can't even. It's weird with me, man, because so if my comfort, if I'm naturally reclusive, if I'm naturally to myself, but I don't have a problem being a little bit more forward or outgoing if I deem the situation necessary for that. Is that me stepping? All right, a better example would be I'm naturally shy. It's not that I'm afraid to approach women. Just I kind of chill. But with my wife, whenever I chose to court her, I actually approached her. I actually initiated that interaction. Would that be me stepping outside my comfort zone, or would that be me just going taking shooting my shot?
Well, I mean, here's the thing, and this is the thing in which when I discuss mental health with
Mm-hmm.
people, right? There's a perspective in which I want to clarify or emphasize,
Yeah.
I should say, right? Being shy and being slow to approach women, that's normal for all men. That's a survival
Okay.
instinct, right? The fact that you approached your wife or something is something that was necessary
Uh
for
huh.
survival. Like initially, I'm pretty sure you ain't be like, I want to marry her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was like, yeah, I want to get them draws. You
Oh.
know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? That's a it's a survival
Right.
mechanism. When I say comfort zone are, I mean doing things in which you're naturally uncomfortable doing, not for survival. That goes in line with females. It goes in line with work. And I'll give you an example, right? Me, the way my anxiety is set up, sitting back and calling somebody on the phone is the same to me as going in front of 50 people and telling
Mm-hmm.
jokes. It's the same to me as far as my scale. It's the same exact thing. So it's weird for me because everything it registers a 10
Yeah.
on my radar with
Yeah.
everything that I do. Approaching women again, I said survival instinct because to me it's a 10. It's like, damn, what if she don't like me? What if she ain't gonna do nothing? What if I say the wrong thing? Or what if this bitch just want to show out in public and want to make an example out of nigga? Then I'm gonna have to verbally thrash this bitch, and then they gonna want to
Yeah.
fight me in here. You know what I'm saying? Like all these things run through my mind when it comes to women, but then again, it'd be like, but Dick say, "Hey, coach, put me in the game. We
Yeah.
got to go." So I got to go put down. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Getting on stage, speaking in front of people, it'd be the same thing. Well, damn, what if this person don't laugh? What if it go like this? What if this happen? What if this happen? It's the same exact thing
Yeah.
for me. Uh, when stepping outside of my comfort zone, it it happens so rarely, but I'm gung ho to do it if that
I
makes
get
sense
it.
to say. Yeah. So like if I'm with somebody else, they'd be like, "Hey man, let's go boogie board." Okay, fuck it, I'm down. Like without hesitation. So when I approach you and I say, "Hey man, when the last time you stepped out your comfort zone?" How often do you do things that you don't necessarily want to do? That's not for survival, i.e., work or wife related.
Mm, I don't know. I don't necessarily recall.
Okay. When was the last time that well no, like that's some weird shit, man. You don't
No,
remember?
I drink a lot. Like, all right. So here recently, I've been an acting manager. So I'm talking in front of people, which I'm not comfortable doing. I'm talking in front of professional people, which I'm really not comfortable doing. I've handled a disagreement with a coworker or employee, which I'm really not good with confrontation. Uh, I've kind of become the bad guy in the sense of I point out where we could be doing better, and in the process, I'm pointing out where people are fucking up at.
God damn it, Jerry! I told you stop
No,
fucking
no,
doing
no.
that
It's like,
shit.
hey, you got to use words like we.
Oh,
We could do this better. Not we did this wrong.
oh,
It's just
you the subtle
there's a
shot
better
caller.
way that we could do this.
Oh, so I was off Monday and Tuesday, but somehow Monday and Tuesday we didn't deliver the reports that were necessary. So unfortunately, I'm going to take responsibility for that, even though I wasn't here, Jerry. And what we need to do
See,
moving forward.
so you do know.
You were really born of the. You were really taught the bullshit. I was born of the bullshit, man.
And nigga said, what he say? But you and I are initiated.
Orange we grew. I am the League of Shadows.
Straight up, man. Straight up. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could answer that question.
When was the last time that you learned something that you didn't need to learn?
When was the last time I learned something that I didn't need to learn?
Yeah.
And even then, that's subjective. The last time I learned something that I didn't need to learn was, I don't know, probably 3 weeks ago. I learned how to process a polyethylene bottle, which I don't necessarily need to know how to process a polyethylene bottle. There's people that,
Is that work related?
huh?
Is that work
Yes,
related?
it is. Okay, all right. So, are we talking about like another language? I mean, I picked up Spanish. You know, no, es no necesito. Es muy, es, es muy no necesito. Mi favor,
Uh,
um, when was the last time I learned something that I didn't need to learn? Like just off the cuff. You, so it's weird because if I be like, I learned how to make a product, it's gonna sound like, oh, work related. But it's my bag. Like it's my bag to know how shit's created. Like I learned how they make Wrigley spearmint gum. To like if you break that out in the conversation, motherfuckers will be like, you see the look you giving me? That's the look that niggas will give you, right?
no, because here's the thing, and this is to my point,
Right.
right? This is what that is learning how Wrigley spearmint gum is made is uncommon
Yeah.
knowledge, right? And that's kind of what I mean when you learn something that's outside of
Okay.
yourself, right? Because if it's outside of you, 9 out of 10 times it's outside of what you surround
But
yourself
even
with.
on the back end, I've always been fascinated with how stuff is put together. Like I was a kid that broke apart his Nintendo to put it back together to see what the inner workings was like. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you would be considered process
Yeah.
orientated. So like you would like to learn how not only how the seat butts put together,
Exactly.
but where
That's
does
been
the
my
construct
strength.
make the
A lot
harnesses?
of people in manufacturing, a lot of my counterworks and cohorts in manufacturing, they're okay with understanding that this button means go, this button means stop. I've always been like, well, what does this button mean? Well, what happens if I press this button and this button at the same time? What happens if we break it? How do we fix it? What happens if we block it? You know what I'm saying? I've always dealt deeper as I've always dealt deeper. Excuse me, I'm belching into how does this whole entire operation work? Because that's just how my mind works. I, I can't allow myself to stop with start and stop because I'm always wondering what happens if I do this, and I need to know what happens. You know what I'm saying? So where other people like I've had people tell me like, hey, man, you just be pushing buttons. Yeah, because that's my bag. That's what I do. Worst case scenario, we blow this motherfucker up. As long as we get out before it blows up, we'll be fucking fine. But what we not finna do is sit around this bitch for 20 years and not wonder and not know what this big ass red button do. We got to figure out what the fuck it do.
Nigga, I can see you as a special agent, man. Nigga, we at the motherfucker, we infiltrate the motherfucking ops and shit. Hey man, what does this putty do? Rim don't fucking do that. I just 1 second. I just want to know what this putty do. Rim is fucking C4. No.
I'm that nigga. I'm that nigga. Like you see in the cartoons, it'd be like the red button behind the glass, and be like, "Do not press this button." I'd be like, I wonder why. Like I know we're not supposed to, but I do wonder why. And as y'all walk ahead, guess what's gonna happen? It's a good chance I might press that button. I'll be like, yo, I fucked up. I fucked up. I pressed the button. I fucked up. But we know now. We know now. And if we survive, we good.
Sitting up pressing button. I wanna go. Oh.
That shit go. You hit that button. Boom. Time I did my dream. Whatever the fuck that.
Let's say nigga touch the button, just wake up in the arms.
I want to circle back to something real quick. Nigga, that was a spot on Cleo impression. You just did, nigga. That shit was spot on. You did.
What the fuck you talking about, nigga?
She had that squirt about it.
Calling me now. I'm just saying, just for a fact.
So yeah, that's where we at in life.
Yeah, I'm similar, right? I'm very similar. I'm a very procedural learner as well because if I don't know the function of something, then I feel lost while doing
it. Like you can just be like, "Hey, sell the crack." Well, what happens when it sell the crack? Well, how does the crack? Shut the fuck up and sell the crack. I'll be like, okay. And as soon as you walk off, I'll be like, I gotta figure out how to make this crack.
Before I stopped copping packs, I sold 2 for the 25. I was copping 2 for the 25 for like 6 months. Motherfucking man was getting mad at me. Hey, bro, man, why you get them? Clearly you selling this shit, man. Why you just don't get more? Well, I was taught to get 2 for the 25. Then a nigga finally said, hey, man, you can cop a pack and get 10 stones. You mean to tell me I get 10, I made $400 off that bill? Yes, as opposed to $80, you can make $320 per 100 that you spend. You can make $400 by spending 100 at a time, which grosses and increases your profit by 25%. And it was like, it was procedural. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you had me at hello.
Correct. Like you show me how to do something one way, that's the way I know how to do it. And it's hard for me to learn and implement new ways and strategies to do something. Like I'm very trial and error oriented, right? Like I have to make a mistake, and that's how I learn.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And when I say procedural, how you go into it, you like, well, what does this do? I go into it and I'd be like, well, what happens if I don't do that? What happens if I don't press stop after 3 minutes? Oh, well, the shit blows up. So is it at 3 minutes and 1 second or 3 minutes and 2 seconds? At what point does it become volatile and blow?
Discussing detonation, are we talking about right here or are we talking about over there and then procedurally over here? Like, do I have time to leave this area, or like, not to say I'm gonna do it, but I like to know what's gonna happen because at some point I have a feeling
But
it's gonna happen.
I believe it's because I'm innately lazy and bad, so I always look for a way to exploit the system. At my current job, I got fired today, and I got hired 3 minutes later because I was like, "Well, hey man, y'all told me to do this shit." She was like, "Well, you only been, I
So
have you clocked in
we're
for
not
the
gonna
last
act
70
like
hours."
shit wasn't awkward for you today. Oh, all right. So did HR fire you and hire you back?
The manager, basically, the last set, we got this thing called
Uh,
contracting, right? And it's where basically you got to do tests and shit like that to get contracted to sell different products and
yeah,
shit, right? So since Tuesday, I've been in contracting. Since Tuesday, I only logged in about 2.37 hours as far as actual
yeah,
work that they can
yeah.
document, right? So this is in a 70-hour frame, and she's like, "Well, I only show you here for 2.3 hours." Okay, what's the problem? Tristan, just quite frankly, it's not working out. You're not, we have standards
Right.
here. Oh, well, let me show you these emails where they've been telling me to do this here. And this is what I was supposed to be doing. She was like, well, and like, I'm one of them people. I go back and allude to what you said earlier when you get nervous and shit
Mm-hmm.
like that. And I told you that I transmute and use alchemy to transmute situations to
Yep.
my favor. So when she came at me like that, I had proof, even though I slept for about 4 out of the last 6 days and didn't
Mm-hmm.
do shit. But the amount that I did work, it was a lot of work that I did while I
Yeah.
worked. So I was able to show her
Getting
very.
it done.
I had like 100
Mm-hmm.
emails. Oh yeah, I'm off. I'm off. Everybody will tell you. They'll be like, "Man, he's the best salesman I ever met." And then the people in the back room be like, "That nigga don't do shit." That nigga, he used all his powers and rely on the gift of God to go ahead and get him through each situation. God, Lord, that nigga, man.
It's a cold game. It's a cold game.
Yeah. So as she trying to drill me and shit on this shit with these things she doing, I'm hitting her with a counterpoint. Well, you didn't tell me. Well, bitch, you on the email. I would think that you'd know what's going
Right.
on. um, as opposed to that nigga moment where I would have been like, well, man, that's some fuck shit, man. No, I went ahead and I transmuted that energy into being very particular and itemized and
Yeah.
detailed. And the reason that I found the exploitation in your system. And truthfully, you might have caught me, but you ain't catch me red handed.
Damn it.
And that's how my mind worked. Like every job I had, man, is to to get the most production out of the least
Yeah.
amount of work. So my numbers will look comparable to everybody else across the board with a fourth of the time
Yeah.
worked. You know what I'm saying? So like if the goal is to get 100 sales a month, I'll work 25%
Okay.
of the time and reach the bare minimum of sales of like
Mm-hmm.
75. Well, how the fuck did you get 75 sales in 16 hours? I, through the graces of God and the gift of glory. And that's how I am. But like one of the things if you got a poor management style
Yeah.
around me, I'm going to run circles around you. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, and it's nothing personal. It's not against anybody else. The older I get, the more I realize, man, I fucking hate working. I hate hard work.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Simplify this for me, man. And that's why it's always interesting to me because people's learning styles
Mm-hmm.
vary. And like what I do is I absorb a lot of the same shit in which they run from and the shit I run
Yeah.
towards. Like people say like how you said, well, you learned the useless fact is how Wrigley gum
Uh-huh.
was made. Like I was all week, I've been listening to like Joe Rogan and shit, and listening to like wild dog hunting and shit
Yeah.
like that. Like shit, and just which most people don't understand or don't really give a fuck about. Like I enjoy learning bullshit, and I have a mind filled of useless knowledge that 9 out of 10 conversations I have will never
Yeah.
come out. And then when it does come out, niggas get to be like, man, you talking about them damn frost giants
Mm.
again? No, no. But it's important to get that
Mm.
together. Now, do you find yourself just not knowing where to get it, or do you just like when you get on you time, you just want to do what you know to do?
Um, it's probably be. I find myself when I'm on my shit, just just kind of reverting. You know what I'm saying? Doing what I'm comfortable with. So, you know.
Okay. When you go out to restaurants, do you have like your favorite restaurants you go to, or do you try different restaurants?
More often than not, I go to a favorite restaurant, but I it's not like I'm like I got to go to Burger King all the time. I take that back. It's one spot like that.
The Whopper is delicious, though. I just want to make that clear.
There's a spot that we have here. Nigga Don text, what's up? So it's a spot that we have here, um, called Catfish King. It's just a catfish restaurant, but they have regular Cajun. They have regular catfish, and they have a Cajun catfish. That Cajun catfish is my shit. Like they got one in my hometown. I actually worked at Catfish King when I was like 19. That's my shit.
Country
So it's one of
motherfucker
those things
dog.
where like
Catfish king.
if I'm driving to like Austin or somewhere, and like we see a sign for Catfish King, I'm gonna stop. Kind of like Buc-ee's. We got these gas stations down here called Buc-ee's.
Y'all got Buc-ee's out there?
Yeah, the headquarters is down here.
That's supposed to be the biggest gas stations in the world,
They
right?
pretty fucking big. Hot damn bathroom clean,
Yeah, like
motherfucker. The bathroom clean because they don't allow truckers to come in this motherfucker doing trucker shit.
they don't. They don't allow truckers in Buc-ee's.
Like
I thought they got like buffet and shit like
it's
that for the truckers.
not at Buc-ee's. It's not like they gonna be like, "Hey, you a trucker? You can't come in this bitch." But like, they ain't got no trucker barking. I said trucker barking. They ain't got no trucker parking. It's not like the TA or the travel authority or travel assistant, whatever TA stand for.
Like
Yeah,
pilot or
yeah, it's
some
not
shit
like
like that.
pilot. Loves. Nah, they got. Go ahead.
Mm. No, I'm just
So
listening.
they got regular parking and shit. So all the way up to like RV. Anything past RV, you need to take your bitch ass to pilot. But and this is all due respect to truck drivers. Truck drivers tend to be a little nasty. So them nasty motherfuckers need to take their dirty, dingy ass to pilot because the regular upstanding,
They got
huh?
shit. They got the showers and
Yeah,
shit at
yeah,
pilot.
yeah. Buckets ain't got no showers, but we also ain't got to work. Like truck drivers is different, man. All right, here we go. I'm gonna sound real,
Oh,
huh?
I said, oh shit.
I'm gonna sound real ignorant here. Just listen. Truck drivers are one of the most important business sectors in the North American economy. They are the backbone or the artery or the white blood cells of the American economy. With that being said, these niggas, you take a nigga that barely passed high school and you give him $200,000 a year. How do you expect for this dirty, dingy, no counting ass nigga to act? These niggas riding around with PP, jugs of PP. They going
Mm.
they spend $800,000 on the house and have a pit bull pen in the backyard of the bitch. These the niggas that buy Mercedes Benz and BMWs and putting rims on the shit. These dingy niggas wash their ass probably 3 times a week.
On the B. Simone side of the game.
So when they go into the bathroom, like these niggas go in this bitch. If this was a medieval society, truck drivers would be the trolls and the ogres of society.
Damn. So you saying Lord of the Rings, these niggas the orcs. The orcs is coming. No, the fat one ruins it.
I don't need you to shut the fuck up. I don't need you to ever say that again in your life in relation to these good people known as the truck driver community. Alright? So with that being said,
I'm talking about orcs.
So they come in and they be like, hey, I'm gonna take a poop, but I'm gonna take a poop kind of on side the toilet, and I ain't gonna clean it because it ain't my job. And then I'm gonna pee all on the walls and go hit my whore in the parking lot.
The lot lizard.
With the portrait I just painted for you, can you see why Bucky's is so prominent? Like these niggas, it's like the one thing. So you know how Chick-fil-A not any like side offshoot of Chick-fil-A where they might sell Chick-fil-A and catfish or whatever the fuck these niggas sell. The straight up Chick-fil-A. These niggas priced out the riffraff. Right? Like Chick-fil-A was like, you know what, we got a good product, we got a good setup. It's one thing we worried about. What do we do about niggers? And then somebody was like, why don't we make the chicken sandwiches really fucking expensive? Because after a while, they ain't gonna come. Some go come, but not the ones we don't want there. If you can afford this chicken sandwich, it's because we want you here. Make sense? Am I rambling?
No. It sounds like the KFC churches conundrum, where KFC is in all middle class neighborhoods and churches in the hood.
How many fights do you see break out at Chick-fil-A?
None recently. No, I don't fuck with Chick-fil-A.
How many fights do you see break out at the Popeyes?
That's iffy. It's state specific.
Is it though?
It's like Waffle House. Waffle House ain't everywhere, man.
I'm not gonna let you do that. Everywhere, every Waffle House, this is what you can expect. One cook, one manager, one barmaid or fucking receptionist. Right? Right? Extremely good service, especially for the staff that you see there. A fight. That's what you're going to see. You can guarantee it. Guarantee it.
I don't know. Up here, right up the street on Old National Highways, is the tale of two Waffle Houses.
What you mean? That shit sound dope as hell. It sounds like a Quentin Tarantino movie. Go ahead. I'm listening. I want to watch this. What happened?
It's the reason why it's called the tale of two Waffle Houses. On the left side of the street, which is the coming to Old Nat, is a Waffle House. Directly across the street is the going of Old National, which is another Waffle House. So there are literally two Waffle Houses across the street from each other.
Is them niggas beefing?
I think they might be owned by the same person.
There's your movie. Them niggas beefing, but then the plot twist is that they owned by the same person. Think about Romeo and Juliet, the house of Capulet and the house of Montague, right? Where them niggas beefing and beefing tough as a motherfucker. We represent northbound. We represent southbound. Northbound ain't shit. Southbound ain't shit. You know what I'm saying?
I plague on both of your
That nigga said I
houses.
thumb my thumb. Yeah. Or I flick my thumb. Some slick shit he said. Where that nigga Luigi Mario finna smoke that nigga, man. John Leguizamo. John's finna smoke that nigga. They said I thumb my thumb at you, sir. That nigga.
Mercutio. Yes. So, with these two Waffle Houses, inbound Waffle House is where the fuck it go down at. Like, you go to inbound Waffle House, it's two things guaranteed. There's gonna be some hoes, and that's where the fight gonna break out at. Across the street, I assume on the outbound Waffle House is more family oriented. Inbound Waffle House, the manager may have like purple hair or green hair, depending on the time of year that it is. Outbound Waffle House, typically an older lady who just run her show how she like to run her show.
They both get crump in their own special way.
Well, it's different. One family, the other one nigga shit. Nigga shit be niggering. Other one be othering. So it's literally the tale of two Waffle Houses, man. And it's the first time I've seen the same exact restaurant across the street from each other. Yeah, some wild shit, man. Wild shit. And that's my perspective on the shit. So when you say that fights break out at Popeyes, they got Popeyes in Colorado. I don't think fights break out at the Popeyes in Colorado.
I can dig it.
Yeah. And then up here, they'll lock the doors on Popeyes at some time.
Wait, you mean like lock niggas in?
Yes.
That sounds borderline illegal.
It do. It is. But they'll if they start to get if the drive-through start to get packed, they'll lock the doors. And whoever in there, you gotta wait till they come ready to lock your ass and let you back out. So 3 customers gotta be ready to leave at one time. Yeah, niggatry, man. Pure niggatry. Pure fucking niggatry, Jack.
Okay. Be honest.
What? I see you on the tap side of the game, but we got it in today.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been drinking since I got off, and I don't know what was up with this last cup. I'm loaded. I am.
Do you have a problem?
I might.
This is my first cup of liquor all day.
I applaud you, sir. This would be my first cup had I got off a lot later than what I did. Shit, I got off came from pulled up.
Damn. You're a very dangerous man, Mr. Rim.
That's why I applaud you, my nigga. You're that. You said, some people just like to watch the world burn, Master Wayne.
I did have one more thing for
we go. Good, man. I'm just telling you, hey, if you talking to me, and I'll be like, just give me a couple seconds. I'm trying to process it. We still rock and rolling, baby. Go for it. What you get?
Okay. I was thinking about the nigga Charleston White, right?
Charleston White is the Charleston White is the Beetlejuice of this decade. Like you see that you say the nigga name 3 times in a row, that nigga come out and be like, you niggas know that the guy. You niggas.
But say no, yeah.
That nigga said, What that nigga talking about? He was gonna hit a nigga in the head with a railroad spike. He said, "Yeah, and if you get out of line, I got this motherfucker right here. This is a bad motherfucker." I was like, "Is that a railroad spike?" That nigga is a Fort Worth nigga. Only Fort Worth niggas hit niggas across the head with a railroad spike.
Yeah, I was like, this nigga from Fallout 3, B. This nigga got the
Straight
real.
up survival skills 10.
Yeah, that nigga special.
Yeah.
But I was like, for some reason, I listened to that. I was like, you know who Charleston White is in the
Who's that?
MCU? Charleston White is Ghost Rider, B.
Nigga, explain.
Charleston White got the pen and stem. And he be taking on other people's problems, and he make you relive other people's
I
bullshit.
don't know. You reaching.
No, man. Charleston White is Ghost Rider, man. He's Ghost
Who would my
Rider.
challenge be? Who would my challenge? I don't know. I have to think about it, man.
He Ghost Rider,
he's a
nigga.
completely special character, man.
The nigga
Between him, that mild retardation, that lazy eye, and the fact
it's a glass eye. It's a glass eye.
Lazy eye, fake eye, as we noticed it.
Well, I enjoy niggas that tell the unapologetic truth.
It's tricky. Some niggas do that shit just to hear themselves talk. It's entertainment, but they entertain and be taking shots at niggas.
Don't we all?
Word.
Yeah, like you took shots at Jerry when you was like, nigga, I wasn't here Monday, but we fucked up.
Jerry who?
Your co-worker, Jerry?
Oh. You're absolutely right. I did tell you I'd be drinking, right?
It's all Gucci, man. But we just needed to put up some content for this week, man. And I think we got the mission accomplished.
I think it was a productive conversation. I'm so fucking loaded right now.
I'm finna get there. I'm finna hop on the PlayStation, play me some of this Persona 5, drink some more. Any movie recommendations?
You already watched The Last of Us, right?
I did.
So, with you watching the game, now you watch the show. Are you intrigued by the show? Like, even though you know the story, are you still like I already told you, I'm slanted. I'm a fan. Niggas could be like, "Hey, this could be a cartoon version written by a 5-year-old." I'd be like, "I'm gonna check it out because if this 5-year-old can follow the source material, I think it'll be okay." Like, I'm a fan of The Last of Us.
Here's the thing. I didn't see. I don't know if maybe I missed the beginning of it on my watch through, but I didn't see the shit with his real daughter and shit play out.
It played out.
And then to see it play out on the show, it was like, oh shit. So it was all new to me, really. Now, the question becomes, if I didn't know about the game, would I still enjoy the show?
Oh,
the answer
is yes. I'm so fucking biased. I can't even answer. All right. So you've seen the show version of his daughter's death, but you didn't see the game version. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
So
it's the same, right?
Yeah, it's the same. The show's a lot more gruesome than the game was. There's something, and it's a small nuanced thing that they do in the show that they didn't do in the game. In the game, and I played the game, but just as me playing the game, whenever you see Joel kind of look, and then he looked back, you hear Tommy like, "Oh no," and then that's when Joel looks up and he sees his daughter dying out. In the show, Joel looked down and noticed he had got shot, but he had got Gray's wound. He only got grazed by the bullet. That lends a lot more depth to that scene because it went from the dude shot his daughter from the game to the dude was actually, truly, maybe trying to shoot Joel. And not only did he barely miss Joel, he hit his daughter. And had that bullet hit Joel a lot more and his daughter a lot less, he would have died. His daughter was alive. And you got all that from when Joel looked down and seen that red streak on his belly from where the bullet grazed him. You know what I'm saying?
So he, in his mind, he thinking had he been closer, the bullet would have slowed down. And
It's that face off shit. You ever seen Face Off with John Travolta and Nicolas Cage? I know you have.
no, yeah,
So, I'm asking rhetorically. So when John Travolta's character was like, if that bullet had been 2 inches to the left, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Nicholas or whatever cousin name was, he's like, he'd be here, and his wife was like, but you'd be gone. He didn't give a fuck about dying at that point. You know what I'm saying? He would have rather had it this way. You seen that same emotion within that 2 second frame from Joel. Like he looked down and he was like, oh shit, the bullet barely missed me. And then you automatically start seeing him process that shit. And as he's processing it, you hear Tommy like, oh no. And he automatically like look back because his daughter's not in his arm. You know what I'm saying? And shit. And she caught all that shit. Like she was fucked up. Like they, like like if the only way you can make that more fucked up is after you hit her. You remember that Blade? You remember on Blade 1 where like he shot the just rock with me for a second, okay? You remember on Blade 1
I'm
when he
riding.
shot the
I'm
dude?
riding.
This is my favorite Blade scene, by the way. I'll say number one, maybe number 2 favorite. When Blade shot the dude, he was like, and then went right back to deadpan. You know what I'm talking about? So imagine, imagine Joe looking down at that scar and he look over at his daughter, and also you see Blade. He's like, my nigga. Wesley Snipes is so underrated. Between Blade and Simon Phoenix, that nigga's underrated.
Oh, motherfucker, are you out of your damn mind?
That's another good one. It's almost like he broke character.
He broke the third wall, B. First nigga in the MCU to break the third wall.
Motherfucker, you out of your damn mind. Motherfuckers always trying to ice skate uphill. Holds true to this day.
Wait, stop right fucking up. I'm going to say, as logical as that shit sounds, right? That shit was probably the most awful line in the movie.
It's one of the most memorable, dog. Like, you can't take it away. You can't take it away. If you take that out the movie, niggas will watch the movie and wonder where that line went. Niggas be like, wait a minute. It's apartments. It's apartments. My favorite part when a nigga flipped out that boomerang blade, then they hit that bitch and threw that bitch.
That was dope as fuck. My favorite Blade moment was part Blade 2.
I'm listening.
Blade 2, the nigga comes up out the blood. And he's standing there in front of Ron Perlman. Ron Perlman like, you're an ugly motherfucker. Him, and then he sent all them niggas at Blade. Blade fucking them niggas up with no shirt on and shit on the Akigo side of the game, right? Whatever they call that martial art. Then Blade lock up with one nigga and on some WWE shit and hold a nigga up in the L for that suplex. I say this shit here is doper than a bitch. Then he came and hit that nigga with that motherfucking power driver slam, nigga. Woo wee. Cue the Lil Wayne. When Lil Wayne say, ooh, Cue that shit, nigga.
When him and Ron
That
Pearl was going back and forth, that nigga did the shit, nigga with the thing, nigga slapped the back of the head with that motherfucking bomb and shit. Blade was underrated. I'm wondering how this new Blade gonna be, but Wesley Snipes Blade is one of my favorite Marvel characters of all time.
I like Mashallah Ali. I loved him in Luke Cage. I thought that nigga was dope as Cottonmouth.
Yeah.
Real talk. But I don't see how he gonna pull that off. Because I'm always in my mind, the way Wesley Snipes did it, because Blade wasn't nothing like that in the comic book.
I never read the comic.
How Wesley Snipes, I never read I read a comic with Blade in it, which was Spirits of Vengeance.
Yeah.
Different story. But I don't see how Mashallah Ali is going to be able to put those iconic moments in his Blade. You understand what I'm saying? Like, do we shoot a nigga in the shoulder and be like, lean with it, rock with it? You know what I'm saying? Or, I don't see how he include the pop references in that shit. And like Wesley Snipes' personality was like, he was so serious throughout the movie to where he had those moments where he broke character. It was like, oh shit.
You went from seeing Blade to seeing Wesley at that point. When he was like, motherfucker, are you serious?
Well,
I seen what was the nigga name from White Men Can't Jump? No,
Woody Harrelson.
Not the white boy. Who's Blade? Who's Wesley Snipes playing in White Men Can't Jump? What's his name? Chauncey.
Sidney.
Yeah. So when he was like, motherfucker, you said that was a little bit of Sidney. That was a little bit that wasn't Blade, but it was so crazy because it looked like Blade. It was dressed like Blade. You know what I couldn't rock with? That nigga from Onyx.
What was that? Sticky Fingers.
Talk about it.
And this is what I mean. Sticky played a good Blade, but he wasn't Wesley Snipes' Blade.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I didn't give it a fresh shape because he wasn't Wesley Snipes' Blade.
I mean, it was on Spike. The shit was trash. Okay. Let's be real. Yeah, like I watched like one episode of the shit and was like, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? And I like Sticky Fingers. I like them. You know, but it's certain roles in life in which you don't want to come behind, right?
That was one of them.
Pause. That's like the next Iron Man, right? Whoever play Iron Man next, dog, you failed already. Wolverine you can do Wolverine because they didn't do Wolverine right. You understand what I'm saying? Wolverine, Hugh Jackman is 6'4". Now you can actually do Wolverine. And the other thing about Hugh Jackman Wolverine, which the new Wolverine can do that can steal the show, is if he wears the suit. So if we see the real live Wolverine suit, he can get over with that. Iron Man, on the other hand, that nigga Robert Downey Jr., I can't see nobody else playing Iron Man. You know, same with Thor. The niggas who come over the next 5 years, that nigga who got to play Iron Man, to be black coming behind Blade, they should have, truthfully, they probably would have been better getting a comedian to play Blade to where we could see, you can juxtapose a dude that we perceive to be funny now doing serious shit. So then when he have those funny moments, you can be like, aha. You know, that's just my personal philosophy on the shit. I don't see how you can create Blade and make Blade interesting. And I like Mashallah Ali. But nah. Unless he fights some dope ass villains or something like that. Like they should have been like, you know, Blade had a son and it's Mashallah Ali or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Just like, you know, Black Panther. That's why they couldn't have a Black Panther in the last Black Panther.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, man. But yeah, I see you done checked out on your boy, man. But shit, we'll circle back round. We'll try for Tuesday, depending on how shit go.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll definitely get at least an hour in next week, man, and try to keep the shit
That'll
going.
work. That'll work, man.
All right, now, boy, man, get you some rest or shit. Get you something to do, shit.
I'm actually finna go pass out. That's what I'm about
All right,
to do. Like,
well,
nigga, if I was a cell phone, my screen been dim for the past 10 minutes. Like nigga, nigga, you know how you should be beep beep.
that 5% remaining sign just came across the screen.
Battery flashing like a motherfucker, man.
He's out of
Yeah, man.
there. For sure, man. Well, shit, I'm gonna catch you on the other
All right,
side,
man.
nigga.
Take it easy, man.
All right,
Mm-hmm.
fam.
This is INMF.